The SHINE Perinatal Palliative Care Team is an interdisciplinary team which includes nurse practitioners, child life specialists, and a spiritual care counselor. We also have a team of directors that assist with program development. SHINE stands for Sharing, Healing, Inspiring, Nurturing, and Enduring. The SHINE Perinatal Palliative Care Program provides services to Des Moines and the surrounding area. The SHINE Perinatal Palliative Care Program provides an extra layer of support to women and families who've been given a diagnosis of a serious condition of their baby in utero. The goal of perinatal palliative care is to enhance quality of life of perinatal women and families. Perinatal palliative care has three main focuses. The first is symptom management. So we assess for any social, emotional, spiritual, or financial concerns of that family. And with that, we can help provide community resources to address those needs. So the second focus of perinatal palliative care is communication. So we encourage and facilitate information sharing. We want to ensure that there is honest and timely communication between the family and the healthcare team so that that family can make decisions that best align with their values, beliefs, and definition of quality of life. We also assist with birth and journey planning. This is a document that outlines the wishes of the family for their delivery as well as the birth. We also do care coordination and communication with the obstetrician, the perinatologist, and family medicine. Our third focus is on advocacy. So we walk with this family throughout their pregnancy journey, birth, and beyond. We also assist with memory-making activities. This includes hand and footprint molds, as well as a heartbeat recorder. So families are given a heartbeat recorder to allow them to record their baby's heartbeat while in utero and then go to Build-A-Bear and create a special bear for a sibling or another family member. During our initial meeting for perinatal palliative care, there will be a nurse practitioner, a child life specialist, and a spiritual care counselor. We encourage mothers to bring along a significant other and or a family member that is an important support to them. During our initial meeting, we will assess for understanding of the baby's current condition in utero, as well as assess for their current support network and see how we can assist with this. Each consult is tailored to the individual, depending on whether the baby is expected to die in utero or shortly thereafter, have a neonatal intensive care unit course, or live a longer life and transition to pediatric palliative care.
Our first introduction was into, we found out in April, just like 12 weeks in, that Aaron had trisomy 13. So we had a long way to go before he was born to deal with that and face that. So our first introduction was to a hospice program, which I did not like that word at all when you're thinking about your infant child. You know, to me that's old people dying a natural death, you know. Now I know that's not exactly what it is, but you know, when they say hospice in association with your child, that's not very fun. So shortly after that, though, we were approached. I honestly don't even remember exactly how. Someone gave us a call with SHINE, offering their services, and so we met with them. I think initially I probably was like, I want nothing to do with this because I didn't want to think about what I had to deal with my son possibly dying. But they were very patient and gave us a lot of resources that we could come back and look at another time. But then we continued to meet with them throughout the pregnancy, just answering all our questions, helping. They kind of help navigate through all those things. I mean, it's hard enough when you're pregnant with a healthy child to know what to do, and then you're thrown a diagnosis of your child probably will not live maybe until he's born, and let alone after he's born. So there was a lot of navigating to do with appointments and things that I couldn't think about. So that was kind of our initial introduction, and then obviously throughout the pregnancy and continued support afterwards and for the past 5 years. one of the biggest ones that Mike and I talk about is the memory making. They helped us capture Aaron's heartbeat. I brought Barron with me. We put it into a bear from Build-A-Bear, so we continue to have his heartbeat in Barron. Footprints and all those things once he was born. And brought we had 3 other children, so they were able to bring them in, hear his heartbeat as well, and just capture those moments. Your OB, your doctors have, not that they don't have the heart for it, many of them do, and my doctor certainly did. She saw me all the way through the pregnancy. But they have a lot of other things going on. So they're really good at the medical side. And I felt like Shine kind of bridged from medical, because they'd have that knowledge all the way through the emotional, spiritual, all that encouragement, and just giving us some hope. They played out every scenario too, which was awesome. Initially you think your child's not going to make it, so let's deal with that, and what does that look like? But as we got closer to his birthday, it's like, well, what if he's born and he just is struggling breathing? What do you want to do? What if you have to take him home? I was like, wow, I'd never thought that I'd get to take him home, And while that didn't happen, it was sure kind of fun and encouraging to play that out. So they played out every scenario, and we were able to meet with the people necessary to know and make us feel confident with whatever happened. While it would be hard, we could do it with the help of the team here with Shine and with the medical staff that we had behind us. I think Shine's acronym as well as fills their role. Not even just breaking it down, which I'll mess up all the healing and inspiring and enduring, which I did out of order. They do all that, but they do just shine. They shine a light on a situation that looks hopeless when you initially get that diagnosis or you've lost your child. They were able to shine some hope into our lives because of their knowledge as well as their heart. So they have both aspects of that, to just be able to just be that light in your life when things look really, really dark.
Very helpful for our other children, especially being able to bring them in and to the hospital, let them hear his heartbeat on the monitor and talk to the patient care facilitators, the nurses, and have their they didn't really ask questions, but they could see the people and the attention that they were paying to us and the concern they had for Susie and me in our situation. So they saw that. Familiar with palliative care, but this particular program, and even at the time, as Susie said, we were maybe the second family served by Shine. Shine didn't have a name then. It was still very new, and they were still kind of in the process of bringing on new materials and staff, and so they had some recommendations on books that we could read, but they also welcomed any recommendations, resources that we found that were helpful. One in particular was a guide for fathers that we found, and through our turkey trot and the money we've raised, we've been able to purchase additional copies of this as well as some other resources to give to other families, and especially for dads, because a lot of with the baby, obviously the focus is on the mother and in the time after. I didn't have a lot of PTO built up, so I had to go back to work within a few days, and there were some hard days. Really, one of the primary things was putting together a plan, because we were going to be faced with some things we'd never faced before. We were going to have to make some decisions we never thought of before, and we had to be prepared. So sometimes reluctantly, we had to work on that plan. Funeral home, picking out a casket. What are we going to do for a funeral service? Are we going to take Aaron home? Those kinds of things. Having that plan, but the really great thing about it was our plan. Also during that time, we had family coming in. We had cousins and my siblings and my mother, and our pastors came in. Aaron was baptized during that time, and I just remember the feeling in the room. was powerful. It was spiritual, and that's something that I'll always have with me. They have a very important job, a very difficult job in caring for the patients and doing the appointments, doing the ordering the tests, taking care of that patient, and it's often difficult when they have to maintain that schedule, but also know that here's a patient with that's maybe received a fatal diagnosis for their child. How do they manage that patient when they may only have 10, 15, 20 minutes to spend with that patient in the exam room that day? How do they offer that love and support? The SHINE program is simply an extension of that pulmonologist, that cardiologist, that oncologist working with that family that puts their arm around the patient and loves on them, helps them, nurtures them, and helps them to endure.